listen to them howl from their balconies as they're further caged in. Some finding workarounds, buying their groceries through the added layer. Others desperately rattling locks, hoping to escape.
Hell on earth. That is the worldview of Antichrist. No God, no countries, no freedom, just the screams under tyranny. That's what you get. And the question is, the thing that we ask on this show every time, because I believe it's my sacred obligation. I can't do much to change all of this stuff, but I can continue to ask this question. Where are the defenders of God's law? Where are they? Where are the defenders of the rights of God here on earth right now when things like Shanghai are happening? Where is the voice? Where is the moral authority speaking out against that? Where, in other words, is Francis, the Pope, the moral and spiritual recognized authority of the world? Where is he? Well, last week we showed you how he's over there planting trees in the Vatican. For some reason, God knows why, he's planting trees. And when he's not planting trees, he's making secret deals with the Chinese Communist Party, the very folks who are locking down Shanghai.
Meet Cardinal Joseph Zen. Born in Shanghai 88 years ago, he came to Hong Kong in 1948 and went on to become the 6th bishop of the country. Now he has spoken out against the secret deal between China and the Vatican, saying the deal betrays the 12 million Chinese Catholic population.
The Pope, who is very courageous to blame a certain government for the unjust activity of those government, never said any word to tell the Chinese government that they should improve their human rights record, etc. They should grant the real religious freedom. So that's very sad. Even people outside of the church, they say, why your Pope is not saying anything against what the China is doing.
I'm sorry, friends, but Pope Francis is the arch villain of the day. It isn't Gates. It's not Klaus Schwab. It's Francis, whatever and whoever this guy is. He is worse than Xi Jinping because he's the one whose job is to shine the light of truth on the Lumen Christi, on Christ. He's the one who's supposed to augment and amplify and project the voice of Christ. And instead he's planting trees. He's silencing the voice of Christ in the modern world. So yeah, he's the worst one. And unless and until we have a moral and spiritual authority that returns to this world, Shanghai is the future. Let's see, the Vatican doesn't even seem to have a problem with that. They're not saying anything about that right now. They're very worked up about COVID, but they're not worked up about the fact that people are being treated like animals over COVID, and COVID is being used. Pope Francis, as head of the Pontifical Academy of Social Sciences, famously said that communist China is what he calls the best implementer of Catholic social doctrine, friends. You know what? We have to say this. We have to look at what's going on here. And you people who are in the Catholic Church, the conservative, you got to wake people up. We got to be done with Vatican II. Guys, look what's happening. If this isn't a coup at the highest level of your church, what would the said coup look like? How could it get any worse? The communist Chinese locking down the world, putting our brother Catholics, our brother and sister Catholics in the underground church in torment and terror for 50 years. And Francis comes out and throws them under the bus. Francis comes out and makes a deal with their jailers, with their atheist communist jailers in the Communist Party of China. He makes a secret deal right now. That's what he's doing. As our brothers and sisters in China are suffering, the Catholic ones, every indignity and tyranny you can think of, and we just showed you video of what everybody else is doing, is getting in China. Being caged, treated like animals. Where is Francis? Francis's guy, again, Bishop Sanchez Serrando. said famously that China could be our model to respond to globalization, says Sarando, Francis's right-hand man. China, says Sarando, could be a model for the dignity and freedom of human beings. I kid you not, that's what he said just a couple years ago. How's that working out so far for you, Excellency?
Outside several apartment compounds, fences going up, neighbors sharing shocking images of new barriers on social media. Listen to them howl from their balconies as they're further caged in.
Time to plant another tree. And of course, you remember this guy Sarando. This guy didn't come out of nowhere. You remember we've been talking about him for a couple of years. Remember when he was introducing Bernie Sanders to all the movers and shakers inside the Vatican? Francis, Ban Ki-moon, Bishop Sanchez Sarando, and Jeff Sachs. And Jeff Sachs now, he's a special advisor to both the Pope Francis and Senator Bernie Sanders, the communist, who, by the way, was invited to speak at the Vatican by the same Bishop Sarando. You can see him right here, in fact, escorting the communist Bernie Sanders into the Vatican speaking gig a couple years ago, getting ready to shake hands with, well, I'll be doggone, the communist Evo Morales. Remember this guy? What a coincidence. The communist crucifix guy. And it's only getting worse. You see what this means, friends? That on every issue now, COVID, to China, to lockdowns, vaccines, Francis is on the other side. Team Francis has become the ministry of truth for the globalist cabal.